and welcome to the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix. I'm your host, Sarah Godfrey. We're at Barbagallo Raceway in Perth, Western Australia for the final round of the season, the title fight. So a champion will be crowned at the end of this weekend. Making this event even better is that it's held inside Perth's Super Sprint round of the V8 Supercars. First up, let's take a tour of the track before we head into qualifying highlights.
Round 4 of the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix was held inside the Perth Super Sprint V8 Supercar round at Barbagallo Raceway. This helped bring a new audience to drifting, with demos and passenger rides during the day offering a load of entertainment, and the competition held under lights at the top of the track on a custom-built course. The track layout is backwards up the hill from the bowl and then into the short track section for some close battles. Let's jump on board with Brent Gordon in the PSA Ski Boats S15 for a look at the track. So from the start line, judges want to see a full throttle run up into the old pit area, throw it at the outer clipping point. You then need to keep full throttle transition to the outer clip in front of the judges' tower, big angle to slow down for that inner clip on the hairpin, another outer clipping point, and then you keep it pinned through the S's to finish the run. Qualifying was held on Friday night, and you could feel the championship pressure in the air. The top 5 championship contenders were spread out through the ranks. Bo Yates only managed 11th place, while Rosenblack took 9th in the Nulon Oils R32 Skyline. Rob White had car dramas with his 370Z and ended up driving Brendan Greaves' second car, the WA Performance S15. He only had a couple of laps to learn the car, but still qualified in 6th place. Brent Gordon took 5th, and the rain started to come down for the last few runs, and championship leader Josh Botcher had to qualify on a wet track with no practice, but still managed to take first place with this killer run.
We practiced, for an hour and a half, 2 hours in the dry. It had been wet and dry all day, so we didn't know what was going to happen. We were expecting rain, and the car was going great in the dry. We were smashing a really good angle, and felt strong. Comes to qualifying, I was watching the first part of qualifying. It was still dry. The rain was coming. Everyone could see it coming on the radar, and just before I think the top, say 4. Started raining quite heavy, so I wasn't worried. I don't mind the wet. I don't think it's problem. I know the car's got a lot of power, but I feel confident in the wet. So on the way out, probably the big thing that helped is on the way out it was wet, so I could test the car as I was driving to the line. I'd check the track. I made sure of how much grip I was having or wasn't having, and we just went and did the best runs we could. So yeah, it's great. It's you always feel strong when you qualify first.
Let's take a look at the top 10 qualifiers. Joel Dimmack gave us his best performance of the season and qualified second, and he was tied with Levi Clark, who took 3rd. Local young gun Mitch Lana took 4th, and fellow locals Chris Day, Adam Monk and Brendan Greaves filled out the rest of the top 10. In the top 32 battles, Michael Gibson and Scotty Porter had to go a rerun, with Scotty Porter taking the win in the 4-man's S13 Silvia. Jack Widders was forced to retire with mechanical issues, which handed the win in the top 32 straight to Armand Cronje in the customised performance Nissan 350Z. Bo Sinclair had clutch dramas with his Bridgestone Select Garage 13 Nissan S14 Silvia and missed practice and couldn't qualify well, and he had to go up against Dale Campaign in the top 32. The South Australian took the win in the GH Haulage Nissan 1VIA. ADGP's Ride of Your Life program gives fans a chance to go for a ride in a full-blown drift machine with one of Australia's best drivers. Round 4 is special as passengers got to ride around one of the fastest tracks in the country inside a V8 supercar round. The Ride of Your Life experience was incredibly popular once again, and it was smiles all round. Boxing superstar Danny Green gave us a visit and was keen to jump in for a ride.
was awesome fun, and old mate looked after me and did a great job, and very, very exciting. First time I've been in one of these things and watched it and thought, and when I was younger I used to think that I could do it with my handbrakes and my old Gemini. But yeah, this is just, it's another level of fun. When do I get to drive it though?
For more information on the ride of your life experience, head to our website, australiandriftinggp.com.au.
Stick around, as after the break things get serious as we head into the top 16 tandem battle eliminations. Hello and welcome back to the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix. It's time for the championship contenders to get battling in the top 16 tandem battles. Let's go.
Well, here it is, the Nulon Oil's top 16 battle tree. Some very important matchups about to unfold so we can settle this championship. First up, it is championship leader Josh Botcher in the GT Radio S15 up against the young gun Scott Porter in the four-man's S13 Sylvia. JB, number one qualifier, so he will lead on the first run. Takes off from the Just Car Insurance start line. Gets lots of speed, throws it in, big angle from JB. Scotty Porter is just doing everything he can to keep up as JB just puts down an incredibly solid lead run, and Scotty Porter just not able to keep up and spins across the finish line. Judges will no doubt want to take another look at that on the replay, as obviously if he spun before he finished drifting the course, it is a 0 and a huge advantage to Botcher. He looks like he's being a little bit cautious on that entry, doesn't want to throw the run away with a mistake. Scotty Porter on a much better run this time in that four-man's S13, hitting the clips. And JB right up on him to finish off. Let's go to the Achilles radial replay now, and you can see on board with Scotty Porter, miles behind JB there, and just spins before the finish line, and JB gets the win.
So Josh, you're currently leading the championship through to top 8. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good. The job's obviously not done yet. It was a good battle against Scott. Good to get through to the top 8. I know the next one's going to be a big one for us. We're up against another big contender, Mick. So it's all to play for now. Can't wait for the next battle, and this is what it's all about.
Michael Rosenblatt, another championship contender, but he first needs to get through this tough opponent, Adam Monk. He is the higher qualifier in that Westlake Tyres twin-turbo V8 S14 Sylvia. And as you can see, they go through the chicane, which tries to keep them close together on the run-up. Monk throws it in big, good speed. Rosenblatt, though, one of the best chase drivers in the country, he's right there. And Monk hitting all the clips on a very solid lead run. Rosenblatt's going to need to push a little bit harder, and he does as they come through the S's. And judges saying Rosenblatt just not close enough in that first section of the course to get a big advantage. So let's see what happens when they switch it around. Rosenblatt leads. Monk is nice and close on the initiation. Comes in hot now into the hairpin, but too hot. Makes contact with Rosenblatt. Rosenblatt able to continue the drift, but Monk bails out. And obviously with Monk being the chase driver, the judges will deem that his fault. Let's jump on board for that Achilles radial replay. And you can see he just throws it into the hairpin. Just too hot. Rosenblatt gets the win.
Michael, a little bit of contact with that one. You're through.
Yeah, it's a good start, bit of contact there, it happens, it's a bit hard to see out there, and, we're firing into a very tight corner, so I'm super happy the car's working really well, and I'm looking forward to the finals.
Our next pairing now, Michael Jewston and Mitch Lana, two local drivers. This is Mitch Lana's first ADGP round, qualified well though, and has been on fire in practice tonight. Let's see how he goes in this battle. He leads on this first run, throws it in, but looks like dramas for Jewston. He doesn't initiate the drift. Meanwhile, Jewston puts down a solid run through the Achilles radial S's now and over the finish line, and that's going to be a 10-0 advantage to Mitch Lana. Not sure what happened with Jewston's car there though, but just didn't do the drift. So let's see what happens on this run now. Jewston leads. Throws it into that first outer clip on the grass. Now they switch back, another outer clip in front of the judges' tower. Jewston doesn't go out wide enough to that clip, but Lana is all over the back in great proximity, great emulation. And Lana just laying down a dominant chase run after he already had that 10-0 advantage. Let's look at the Achilles radial replay now. You can see Lana just sticking it to Jewston. on this chase run. He could have taken it easy with that 10-0 advantage, but he wanted to show what he's got. This local young gun on fire tonight here at Barbagallo Raceway.
So Mitch, first time in ADGP, through to top 8, how does it feel?
Yeah, really good. The car's running faultless. Thanks to Dubbo Foreman, to my old man. Without him, we wouldn't be here and doing so well. So yeah, big thanks to him.
Our next pairing now, Brent Gordon up against Matt Hill. Brent Gordon's currently 5th in the championship, so technically has a shot at the title if things unfold his way. Matty Hill is in a rented car. It's the 350Z that used to belong to Rob White. Now it is in the four-man colours. He throws it in. Great chase from Matty Hill so far. Gordon doesn't go out far enough to that outer clip. And Matty Hill is making the most of it, diving in. But it looks like there's a problem there in Matty Hill's car. He's straightened out and stopped the drift. Perhaps a mechanical issue. And there is. Matty Hill calling a 5-minute competition timeout to head back to the pits. He gets it fixed though, and he's back out for this run against Brent Gordon. Gordon has a 10-0 advantage after Matty Hill straightened out. Let's see what happens on this run. Matty Hill throws it in big, good entry onto that outer clip. They now switch out to the judges' tower. Matty hitting that clip properly, goes a little bit wide on the inner clip before into the Achilles radial S's. And Brent Gordon putting down a solid chase run. That's all he needed to do after that 10-0 advantage. Let's jump on board with Brent Gordon here. And you can see Matty Hill putting down a very solid lead run. Brent Gordon probably wasn't close enough to begin with, but now closes in. And after that, straighten up from Hill in the first run, Brent Gordon will get the win.
So Brett, through to top 8 on your home track, how are you feeling?
Yeah, awesome. Pretty tight battle. I think he dropped the wheel, so I had a 10-0 advantage. I took it easy, and yeah, we got it through, so I'm happy to keep going.
Don't go anywhere, as after the break we continue to the other side of the battle tree, the top 16 tandem battles. Welcome back to the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix. It's time to continue the top 16 battles for the title fight.
On to the other side of the Nulon Oil's top 16 battle tree now. The first pairing is a big one. Number 2 and 3 in the championship, Rob White up against Bo Yates. Rob White is in a borrowed car. He is in an S15 Silvia, thanks to Brendan Greaves from WA Performance Back Team. And Bo Yates, second in the championship. He's in his Achilles radial Toyota 86. Rob White actually qualified a little bit higher, getting to grips with that car quite quickly. Full throttle run up. Rob White throws it in big in the S15. You can see that shift light glowing in his face. Hits that inner clip as they go through the Nulon Oil's hairpin into the Achilles radial S's. And Rob White putting down a very solid lead run. And Bo Yates not having the proximity that he needs. Judges saying there is an advantage to Rob White, only very slight after that run. We switch it around now. Bo Yates, full throttle run up, throws it into that outer clip. Probably lacking a little bit of speed here. Bit lazy on that transition, but Rob White cuts in on him, and that mucks him up, and he clips that curb. Has a big mistake there and loses a bit of ground. Gathers himself back up for that last corner, but that mistake may have cost Rob White. He only had a very small advantage after the first run, but you can see here, throws it in super aggressive, washes a little bit too much speed off, cuts the corner, straightens out here, a little bit of a tyre over, and that will hand the win over to Bo Yates in the Achilles radial Toyota 86.
So Bo, massive turning point in the championship right there, through to top 8 against Rob White.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's huge for me. Rob was sitting third behind me in the championship, and to tell you the truth, I didn't think my run was too good, so maybe he's made a mistake behind me, but hats off to Rob and the whole team Achilles. You know, he's worked pretty hard this weekend. He's had a few dramas with his car, and to go out in a borrowed car and stick it to me like he did then, you know, obviously it's a big night for everyone out here tonight, and I'm just really happy for the team, Achilles, Komatsu, Hypertune, everyone involved in this car to get it here this weekend. And now to go through to the top 8 and knock out Rob White, which was one of my closest competitors, really happy.
Our next pairing now, Levi Clark in the Exeter Drift Team S15 up against Armin Cronje in the customised performance Nissan 350Z. He was a little bit shaky in qualifying, but did better in the top 32. Let's see how he goes now in the top 16. Levi Clark will lead in that turbocharged V8 S15, prepped by JPP. Big entry from Levi. Armin tries to match it, but overshoots a little bit. He's shallow as he comes into the Nulon Oils hairpin and misses the outer clip. Levi's on a solid lead run though. Armin just not able to keep up towards the end. They will switch it around now. Armin Cronje will lead in the customised performance 350Z. Levi Clark, he gives chase. Judges want to see a full throttle run up, throw it to that outer clip. Armin a bit late on his entry, very late in fact. Cuts the corner, nowhere near the outer clip. It's very messy. Levi dives in on the attack on this chase. And Armin switches back and makes contact with Levi Clark. And he's all over the shot after that contact. Let's go to the Achilles radial replay now and see what happened here. So Levi Clark taking it a little bit easy to begin with. Armin's very messy as he comes into the Nulon Oils hairpin. Levi dives in on him. Armin goes to switch, but Levi's in the way. And that means, unfortunately, the judges are forced to hand the win to Armin Cronje after Levi caused the contact by not leaving him room to switch.
So, Ahmad, another upset right there. Contact with Levi Clark through to top 8. How are you feeling?
Feel great. This is my first ADGP with my car. We just finished building it. So I just want to say thanks to Jono from Customise and Ken for being out here for helping me today from Bullet. So thanks.
Two local drivers going head-to-head now, Chris Day and Brendan Greaves. Chris Day's had pretty bad luck this season, while Greaves, inside the top 10, had a win in Jakarta. A bit of a dodgy start here from these guys. They're both going to keep it going though. Let's get this show on the road. Chris Day leads in the all-day construction Commodore. He's been on fire in practice tonight. Throws it in, great entry. Greaves had to have 2 stabs at dialing on the angle and is a little bit messy on the chase. Super aggressive though. The key is though, which one's more important? The emulation or the proximity? He's a little bit untidy on that chase, Greaves, but super aggressive. Judges say that Day still has a slight advantage, just did it a lot tidier, got out to the clips where he needed to be. Greaves throws it in, has a little second stab at the angle that he winds on that entry. Day getting nice and close, but keeping it tidy on his chase run. Greaves doesn't quite get out to that outer clip. Day's lost a little bit of ground towards the end there. We'll have to wait and see what the judges have to say. Let's take a look at the Achilles radial replay. On board with Brendan Greaves, you can see great entry from Day, but Greaves is just a little bit untidy. Lots of mid-corner corrections on that entry. Super aggressive through here, but just misses that outer clip. Was a little bit shallower on the angle there as he was chasing, and that's the win today.
So, Chris, super close run with Greaves. Slight straightened by him. Now you're through. How are you feeling?
Oh, couldn't be happier. Really good runs both ways. We're both happy with it. Well, chatting just after it. Achilles got me through, active, the motor. Yeah, it was just all there. Felt great.
Our last pairing in the top 16 now, Dale Campaign in the GH Haulage 1VIA up against Joel Dimmack in the Camberware 1VIA. He did his best qualifying performance of the season last night, qualified in 2nd place. Let's see how that translates now in the battles. He leads, throws it in, good angle on the entry. Campaign dives in there. Campaign's a little bit shallow on the angle and doesn't go out to that outer clip on the chase there. Meanwhile, Dimmack hitting the clip, putting down a solid lead run, probably lacking in speed a little bit though overall through the course. They switch it around now, and Dale Campaign will lead in the GH Haulage 1VIA. Accelerate towards that first outer clip. Campaign throws it in, good angle on entry. He's a little bit messy on that transition, but Dimmack dives in, makes contact, and spins it around. That was pretty decent contact into the rear quarter and door of Dale Campaign. Let's take a look at the Achilles radial replay on board with Dimmack. Trying to stay nice and close on the run-up, throws it in. Dale's a little bit wonky on that transition, but he just dives in too aggressively. Bam! And the win goes to Campaign.
Dale, massive contact on that run. Not ideal, but you're through.
Yeah, not the way you want to go through, but yeah, it was a good run. I did a little bit of a mistake behind him, a little bit of a twitch behind him on the first run. I guess I'm just lucky to go through with a hit, but hopefully it's not too much damage and we can get back out there.
At
Just Car Insurance, we're into imported, high performance and modified cars. So if it's not just a car and you want comprehensive insurance that offers easy pay by the month premiums, call Just Car Insurance on 13 13 26 or buy a new policy online and save $50.
Welcome back to round 4 of the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix. It's time to head into top 8 here at Barbagallo Raceway.
Nulon Oil's top 8 battle tree now. Things are starting to get serious. There's still 4 championship contenders left, but 2 of them are about to go head-to-head in this first battle. Championship leader Josh Botcher up against reigning champion and number 4 this year, Michael Rosenblatt in the Nulon Oil's R32 Skyline. Both of these drivers know they need to drive 110% in this battle if they want to try and take the win. JB leads, throws it in, big entry from JB. Rosenblatt now tries to dive in as they come into the hairpin. Too aggressive though, makes contact and straightens out. And JB will now have a 10-0 advantage coming into the second run. Back to the start line now, and we'll switch it around. Rosenblatt will lead in the Nulon Oil's R32 Skyline. JB will give chase. He has a 10-0 advantage. He can take it easy, but will he? Rosenblatt just throws it in big. Great entry from Rosenblatt. JB's hanging back a little bit there, playing it safe. Meanwhile, Rosenblatt's on a killer lead run. JB was way too cautious on that run, but that 10-0 advantage that he had after the first run is what's going to give him the win on board with Rosenblatt here, and you can just see he dives in, too aggressive and makes that contact, and JB gets the win.
Awesome run, Josh. Contact with previous Australian champion, you're through.
Yeah, it was not the way you want to do it. I think he just closed in a bit too hard on the entry and hit, but yeah, great to get to the top 4. Yeah, we still got some pretty big battles ahead. You know, the championship's not won. I know it's basically me and Bo Yates left. So here we go. I've got a tough battle with Mitch Liner coming up, and then we'll see what happens.
Our next pairing, Brent Gordon up against Mitch Lana, both WA drivers. Mitch Lana is an ADGP debutant. He's up against number 5 in the championship. Will Brent Gordon get to continue his championship campaign, or will Mitch Lana send him home? Lana throws it in with massive angle. Brent Gordon doing everything he can to keep up. He goes very shallow as he dives in to that Nulon Oil's hairpin through the S's now. And Mitch Lana putting down another great lead run. Brent Gordon's caught up, but it might be a little bit too late. We switch it around now, and Brent Gordon will lead in the PSA ski boats. He was last season's Rookie of the Year, currently 5th in the championship. He throws it in, pretty good entry. Lana's right there to emulate that angle, but Lana, way more aggressive, staying on line and getting super close. Mitch Lana, the young gun, is laying it down behind Brent Gordon and putting on a stellar run. Let's go to the replay now. Brought to you by Achilles Radio, on board with Mitch Lana. Let's just take a look at this great chase run.
Charge hard. I know you can't take anyone lightly in this competition, so charge hard and take it home, hopefully.
Number 2 in the championship now, Bo Yates in the Achilles Radio Toyota 86 up against Armand Cronje in that 350Z. He already had a big upset, knocking out Levi Clark. What can he do to Bo Yates? Yates leads on the first run, full throttle run up, throws it in big to that outer clip. Once again, Cronje, he overshoots a little bit, goes shallow into that Nulon Oil's hairpin, and now too much angle and loses a bit of drift there, and he's now nowhere to be seen as Bo Yates sails across the finish line with what could be a 10-0 advantage as Cronje lost drift through the Achilles Radio S's. We switch it around now and see what happens with Armand leading in that customised performance 350Z. Full throttle run up, throws it in. Bo Yates is right there though. Cronje totally misses that outer clip in front of the judges' tower. And through into the S's now, and Cronje just super aggressive on trying to switch there, and he loses a fair bit of speed, straightens out there, but Bo Yates holds his composure. Achilles Radio replay, you can see Bo just throws it down, big entry, and Armand Cronje just not able to match it. He dives in here, throws on too much angle, loses the drift, straightens out. That's a 10-0 advantage to Bo Yates. And you can see Bo trying to chase a very messy run there from Cronje, who has another big straighten there, and the win to Bo Yates.
I mean, as it sits, it's looking pretty good to be in the top 4 and currently sitting second in the championship. I've just noticed that JB's gone through, but this Achilles radial 86, it's on fire tonight, so hopefully we can go right through to the final.
Our last pairing in the top 8 now, Chris Day up against Dale Campaign. Chris Day looking to redeem himself for a very unlucky season. Dale Campaign looking to better his possession in the top 10, but Day just throws it in. Has a lot more speed on that run-up. Day gets to that outer clip in front of the judges' tower, hits the inner clip in that Nulon Oils hairpin, gets to that outer clip through the Achilles radial S's. It's just another dominant lead run from Day. While meanwhile, Dale Campaign just wasn't quite able to emulate it well enough and wasn't close enough. So Day has the advantage after the first run, and he's super aggressive on that entry. Campaign's on a solid lead run, but Chris Day is just all over the back of the GH Haulage 1Via. He's just monstering him as he comes across the finish line now. Let's go to the Achilles radial replay, and we'll jump on board with Chris Day for a look.
Chris, you've had a tough road so far this year through to top 4. How are you feeling?
Pretty pumped, pretty relieved. Car's been feeling great the whole event. Love the circuit out the back there, and yeah, just lap after lap seems to be coming together, so can't wait.
Hi guys, Fernando Will here. Today's drift tip, we're going to be talking about tyre pressures. So basically the way it works, with any form of motorsport, the more pressure you have in a tyre, the less grip it's going to have. And obviously, the less pressure you have in it, the more grip it's going to have. If you've got a really high-speed open track, you want to bump your pressures up just so you get that slip. And then if you've got a tight technical track, you want to drop your tyre pressures to get that grip and pull out of the corners. So you can use tyre pressures to basically make really quick adjustments on your car before your next battle. If you're going against a slow driver, you might have bumped those tyre pressures up. And again, if you're going against a quick driver, you bump them down just to get that grip in the chase.
Well, we're at the pointy end of the field now. After the break, we head into top 4 tandem battles. Welcome back to round 4 of the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix. We're at Barbagallo Raceway in WA for the title fight. We're about to head into the top 4 tandem battles.
Nulon Oil's top 4 battle tree now, and check this out. You couldn't have scripted it better. 1 and 2 in the championship on opposite sides of the tree, but they both have to go up against local drivers that are on fire here tonight. JB up against ADGP debutant Mitch Lana. JB's #1 qualifier, so he will lead. No doubt his spotter has called through and said, mate, this kid's on fire tonight, you better step it up another notch. JB, full throttle run up, lots of speed in that monster V8, throws it in big. Lana matches the angle and the speed to begin with, but he's very shallow as he dives and tries to cut in on JB into that Nulon Oils hairpin, and Mitch Lana is struggling to keep it tidy behind JB. Wasn't too bad in proximity through the last part of the course there, but just a bit untidy and just not getting out to those clips where he needs to be. Let's switch it around now. Lana leads, throws it in. JB's there with him. They switch now, Lana to that outer clip. JB's out there as well. He's keeping it much tidier on his chase. They're through the Achilles radial S's now. Great lead run from Lana, but Botcha just much tidier on the chase. Let's go to the Achilles radial replay now. We're on board with Botcha here. You can see looking back, he dived in there and just cut that corner, Lana, and that's probably what's going to cost him the battle. But you can see on the chase that JB was super consistent, put down a solid chase, and that's why he'll get the win.
JB, another step closer. How are you feeling? Finals time now.
Oh, here we go. Like, it's down to the top 2. I know Bo's out there right now trying to see if he can join me. So it's all to play for. Great battles against Mitch. I know he always goes hard, so it's good to battle him. Good to get the win. GT Radials are killing it tonight. Massive thing. I just want to say thanks to the crew. This is it, you know, we've got the big battle next if Bo takes it. So the Ian Botcher Race Parts, everyone is on board with me. There's so many people giving me so much help. So super excited just to have the opportunity to take this thing out tonight. So here we go.
Other side of the top 4 battle tree now, Bo Yates up against Chris Day. Bo Yates not performing as well as usual in qualifying, and so far his performances in the battle have not been what he needs to take a win here. He's going to have to step it up. Day throws it in. Bo Yates answers the call. He's there with him. Chris Day's putting down another very solid lead run, but he runs super wide there, and Bo Yates is forced to follow him. And that big mistake from Chris Day, very uncharacteristic of what we've seen from him tonight. But he just pushed too wide, and Bo Yates followed him and just had nowhere to go as they lost all that speed in the drift. They switch it around now. Bo Yates leads. Chris Day's right there with her, monstering that little 86. Day cuts that corner a little bit. Meanwhile, Bo Yates got out to that outer clip. Much tidier here. And Day has a straighten up there before going across the finish line, and that'll be the nail in the coffin, I think. Let's have a look at the replay here. On board with Bo Yates. And you can see he's trying to keep it nice and close to Day. He is locked on, using the lead car as a moving clipping point. Dives in, but Day goes super wide, loses all that speed. Bo Yates has got nowhere to go, and judges saying that's the fault of Chris Day. And the straighten up across the finish line from Day in the final run, that certainly was the nail in the coffin. You can see it here on board with Bo Yates. Chris Day pretty good on the proximity, but as they switch through the S's and come here, Day just has a big straighten up, and the win goes to Bo Yates.
Bo, you're through head-to-head now against JB. How are you feeling?
Yeah, so I didn't know JB's through, but he's through to the final, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, oh well, I mean, it's 1-2 in the championship, so we've beaten him there before down in Melbourne. Probably got to try and find a little bit more speed out of this car tonight, but probably my lead run then was probably my best of the night, so starting to get a feel for it. The car feels good. Yeah, we'll just go stick it to him and see how we go.
Nulon Oils is a big supporter of grassroots motorsport in Australia. Their Nulon Nationals series invites car clubs to compete in 4 rounds of different driving disciplines and then crown a winning club. New for the 2016 Nulon Nationals was a hill climb at the legendary Mount Panorama in Bathurst. The Bathurst Light Car Club ran 2 different hill climb courses over the 2 days. Saturday saw the teams run backwards from the start of Conrod Straight up to Skyline. Sunday sees the competitors then go the traditional way up the mountain, starting on Mountain Straight and finishing before Skyline. The layout was many competitors' dream come true. Also new for this year was the Nulon Oils Workshop Challenge, where leading workshops brought a team along to try and take the win. Team Karam Racing won the Workshop Challenge, while BYP's Integra was the fastest car on the mountain. For more information on the Nulon Nationals, head to the website nulonnationals.com.au.
Stick around as after the break we decide who gets onto the podium here at round 4 and crown the Australian drifting champion. Welcome back to the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix. It's finals time. Who will make the podium and who will take home the 2015-16 championship? Let's find out.
Here we go, the Nulon Oils Battle Tree. It's finals time. You couldn't have scripted it any better. Number 1 and 2 in the championship will go head to head, and whoever wins out of that will win the championship. But first up, the battle for 3rd place, Mitch Lana and Chris Day. Local drivers going to go head to head. Can Chris Day get his first podium, or will Mitch Lana get his first podium on debut? Lana leads as the higher qualifier in that WA Performance R34. Huge speed, throws it in big, but Day's just right there. Chris Day laying the smackdown on that chase run against Lana. And Lana, pretty tidy lead run, could have gone a little bit wider on that clip, but Day putting down a very impressive chase run. You can see that look in his eyes. He really wants to redeem himself for the bad luck he's had this season. They switch it around now. Chris Day will lead. Full throttle run up. Lana's right there though, throws it in. Lana doesn't match the angle, has two goes at it to try and wind that angle on. Cuts a little bit, going to that outer clip to catch up. He's nice and close through the S's though. But those mistakes on the initial entry and the transition to that first outer clip are gonna cost him. Let's go to the Achilles radial replay now. Let's jump on board with Mitch Lana and take a look at how Chris Day went to get the win and get his very first podium at ADGP, taking third place here at round 4. Well, this is it. It's not just the round decider, it is the championship decider as well. Josh Botcher up against Bo Yates, number 1 and 2 in the championship, separated by only 2 points. Whoever wins this will be Australian champion. Botcher throws it in big. Bo overshoots a little bit, lost a bit of speed there. Perfect though on that outer clip from both drivers. They switch now to that outer clip and Botcher's giving it everything. He's got great speed. And Bo Yates did a pretty good job to keep up. Had good emulation. Proximity could have been a little bit better to take an advantage. Judges saying not really going either way at this stage. Bo Yates throws it in, not as big on the angle to begin with, has a little bit of a correction mid-corner. It's a little bit slow winding that angle onto that outer clip, and JB is right there in a great chase run, disappearing in Bo Yates' smoke as they go across the finish line. What a way to end the season, and what a way to end the round as well. The judges taking a look at a replay, so we might as well too. On board here with Bo Yates, you can see a perfect lead run there from Botcher pretty much. They both cut that inner clip just a little bit, but Bo Yates struggles to keep up. Let's go to the trophy presentation now, see who takes the win of the round and the championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, the winner of round 4 and our new Australian drifting champion is Josh Botcher in the drifting radio extra. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
So Josh, you've won the round and now the championship. Oh, absolutely amazing. How do you feel?
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's just everything we've tried. Obviously, everyone's trying to win the championship, but we're really focused on it this year, and the team's put so much time in. GD Radial have been on board. It's been great that they've helped us. Ian Botcher race parts have always been there. The engine's nuts. It's a big part of the reason we won is this engine that we have. And my crew spending stupid hours on the car, like Josh Arthur spent a ridiculous amount of time rebuilding this car. Daniel spent so much time as well, and like spotting and getting everything right. So many mates have helped along the way. This is something we've really wanted. So, yeah, massive thanks to all my sponsors, and I couldn't feel happier right now.
So, Bo, you've had some really tough competition. Second for the round and now second for the championship. Huge congratulations. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty pumped with second. I mean, obviously we wanted to go one more for the team this year. That's 2 second places in the Australian drifting scene for me this year. So one step further would have been nice, but you can't take it away from JB and the GT Radials team. I mean, he was the man to beat all weekend. He qualified first, and to come through with a win, it's a perfect round for him. And you could see he was truly pumped and really motivated to get the win this weekend. But taking nothing away from this little Toyota 86 on the Achilles radial, you know, Komatsu, Hypertune, everyone involved in this car to get it here. Kieran, Kate, they towed it across from Sydney, so that's 4,000 Ks from Sydney. My wife, Rebecca, Big Freddie's always on the team. So I'm really happy with second, and we'll just try and draw on this. So, Chris, you've had an awesome weekend. Third in this round, how are you feeling?
Super pumped. Really relieved. All the effort. Had a lot of bad luck this season. Car's actually mechanically been sound, but yeah, we've had a bit of damage, and yeah, it's good to finally get there.
So you've had an awesome season and you've placed third. How are you feeling?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's been a pretty hard season, and yeah, had some crazy battles throughout, and sometimes haven't finished where we wanted to, but come through with the goods for this season, so I'm happy.
At the end of the weekend, the drivers attended the gala dinner to celebrate the end of the championship, as well as the official award ceremony for the top 10, as well as various other awards, including the Spirit of Drift, which went to Nick Coulson, and Rookie of the Year, which went to Brendan Greaves. With the championship over, the pressure was off, and the drivers let it all hang out in Sunday's passenger and exhibition runs at the V8 Supercar round. With no victory burnouts on Saturday night, JB was certainly using these sessions to do some victory laps. Well, that's it. The round is done and dusted. Let's take a look at the results. Levi Clark, Joel Dimmack making into the top 10. Armin Cronje gets a top 8 finish. Campaign, Rosenblatt, Gordon, Mitch Lana and your podium. Third place, Chris Day. Second place, Bo Yates, and first place, and now Australian champion, is Josh Botcher in the GT Radial S15. Let's take a look at the standings now. JB first, Bo Yates second, Gordon finished up in third, Rosenblatt managed to hold on to fourth, Rob White pushed back into fifth, and then it's Brendan Greaves, Dale Campaign, Adam Monk, Levi Clark, and Joel Dimmack rounding out our top 10. Well, that brings us to the end of the 2015-16 Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix Championship, and we look forward to our 2016 and 17 event schedule. Keep an eye on our website for more information as it is revealed, australiandriftinggp.com.au. See you next time.